I moved you guys up because you could only see my mouth. I don't even know. I just finished watching my older videos, and along with Reminiscence in the order that I initially made them to be before I moved and started Reminiscence. I took notes, and I guess I can start with this. Prior to living in that apartment by myself, I was actually rooming with my brother. And some time rolled around and things didn't work out. So I worked really hard and I saved up, and that apartment that I had out there was my first apartment. Like, I paid for it, I did everything myself, and I was really proud of that. And there's a lot of steps that I took prior to that that ultimately led up to that point in my life. And later on down the line, while I was living there, we had a death in the family. I can go into this another time, but this death hit us pretty hard, and I couldn't afford to live on my own anymore. I missed a lot of work so that I can go be with him in the hospital until his last day. And when that day came, I couldn't afford to live alone. Typically my schedule wasn't so fully packed with working like so much. I think in one of my videos I talked about what my schedule roughly looked like on specific days I'd work doubles, and I was a server, and yeah, it would, a lot of times right after I got off of work, I was going to go see him and stay the night with him. And I was also going to school. I was actually seeing somebody at that time frame in my life too, and it was really toxic. You know, there was just a lot going on for me at that point, and I can see it in my videos as they start progressing, all of the stress that was layering on top. And I felt like with my apartment, I was being pushed out. Like, I couldn't afford it. I wasn't ready to leave. Like, I didn't want to leave. I didn't have any game plan for the future. I was really just taking everything day by day. And thankfully enough, I was on my journey to mental wellness and really figuring out who I am and where I stand, and learning healthy systems that work for my life and healthy habits that help me throughout the days of my life. Like, it's so wild because I look back at it and I'm like, I used to read a ton of books. In another video I show like very briefly my like a schedule that I made. So every week I would get a blank piece of paper and draw my schedules. I liked the creative aspect of it. I loved carving out time so that I could create these schedules for myself. They were almost like my bullet journals, but they weren't. They were just sheets of paper, and I would just get crafty and like draw and get really creative with them. There's another video, I'll link it if you're interested. I'll link all of the references. They'll come up in the cards on the top right. But it's my February morning routine. I adore that video. I'm so grateful that I gave myself that, because it really showed pretty much what my mornings were. Every morning I would actually meditate in the mornings too. I didn't show it in there, but I would meditate in the mornings. I would read, I would journal. I didn't shower every morning. I actually like to shower at night, which I guess like that's kind of irrelevant. I would get dressed and then go about my day. I used to get up every day around 7 or 8, and there was a time frame, I think for like 3 or 4 months, I was getting up at 4 to 5 in the morning so that I can do more things in the morning, which were systems that worked for me at the time in my life. And when this family member passed, everything really derailed, and I was gripping so hard to some kind of stability. And I can see myself looking for comfort in external factors, and Not to say that it's so much a bad thing. I think there's a healthy balance that can be made with having external things and also internal things. I think my problem was I lost that balance somewhere along the way. The closer I was getting to the move out day and like having to layer on packing and doing all of that, and then like the emotional aspects of being pushed out of my apartment and having to start this new chapter of my life, it was all just happening so fast. So this was all going on internally, but I was not aware of it. So what you guys see in these videos are actually how I was 90% of like 90% of me was actually feeling so grateful and so hopeful and just really excited for the future. And I think that's the part of me that was like, this is great. Something new, something exciting is happening, and these are just their new beginnings. They're auspicious beginnings. It's just a new chapter, and that underlining layer that I didn't know how to really nurture because it was a new emotion for me was like crying to be acknowledged, and just started building up as the time got closer to the move out date. And yeah, I'm so grateful for, first of all, just having these videos to look at. I don't know that anyone is really going to benefit from this, or if any of you can actually see what was going on. Really, not to be rude, it doesn't matter because I can see it. And I guess this video bringing that side of what I was going through to light. And again, I didn't realize it until later on down the line, until actually I started the Reminiscence series. I've had 3 different channels. I have this channel that I have now, I had a channel that I had before that, before this one, that I still have access to, and then I had a channel from when I was like 9 or 10. I've been vlogging for a very long time, and it's been very spotty, my vlogging times. The very first vlogs that I posted, I was sleeping over at my friend Allie's house, and it was like, I remember a video of her bird and like waking up, and I'm like, this is her bird. And they're just silly little vlogs when I was a kid. And I can link the channel that I still have access to up here. There's nothing on there. I mean, a lot of the videos are actually on private. I'm not going to make them public. Those videos are all for me. I think there's like a few videos, most of them are special effects makeup, which is another chapter of my life that I'm going to get into in a future video. I've already got it planned out, what that's going to be about and why I got into special effects makeup. That's another talk for another day. I used to watch a lot of this channel from this girl called Rowena Tai. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name, but she talks a lot about systems and building healthy habits and stuff. And then she does another channel called Beauty Within, and I started really getting into skincare. So the only consistent things that I had in my life at that point in my time were my self-care systems and habits. I put a lot of love into taking care of myself physically and mentally, and carving out time every morning and every night. I had 2 hours before bed. I would not get on social media. I would not get on my phone. I would only use my phone, like I would only touch it at night for the alarms, and that's it. Same thing in the mornings. For the first 2 to 3 hours in the morning, I would not touch my phone. I would use it for listening to podcasts. The Good Life Project, which was my favorite podcast at that time. I'll leave links below if any of you are interested. At that time, like the closer I was getting to my move out, I believe it was like a month before I moved, I felt like it wasn't enough. I felt like this wasn't enough stability because I knew that this was also going to be taken away. Like I wouldn't be able to focus so much on it. So I filled the gap with vlogging. Picking up my camera and talking to you guys, and I was just like talking to my camera. It felt like a safe space for me. I was building foundations and building a space for me where I can do what I want and talk about whatever I want, and it's almost like therapy. I mean, that's probably not a good view of it, but at the time this was my therapy, and I really liked vlogging. I have so much footage of like random crap that's going on. Like I have obviously I made enough to put full videos together, but I've also got random shots from me, X, and Joss whenever we went to Buc-ee's. I've got shots of me and her name is Kim. I call her Cam, my little Cam bird. I love her so much. She drew this for me. I keep it pinned on my wall, right in front of my laptop. I love looking at it. She's just a really good friend of mine, and I love her so much. But I got footage of us and whenever we were hanging out, and I look back at all this old footage, like the random clips of just things I used to do in my day, and like the little shots I would get for the aesthetics, and I would say I'm gonna use it in my vlog, and it became so natural to me to just pick up my camera and record something. I'm so grateful for this, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to vlog at all. I'm so glad that we live in an age where this is an option. Vlogging it's helped me so much with my mental health, and I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful that I allowed myself this. And I mean, some of this footage it's so silly to watch, and some of it's a little difficult to watch because I just see myself struggling so much, but I'm really in such a good place mentally where I handled it, and I'm proud of myself for that. The universe does not put anything out to you that you can't handle. It was a lot going on, and I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful, and there's really no other words I can say. To everyone, I think I said this last video, but again, I'm so grateful for everybody that just hangs out with me in my little corner, and everybody that just watches these videos, and my heart sings for all of this. And I'm very excited for little Nisa to go through this next chapter of Kingwood, and I'm excited to post those videos up. That is it. Closing off my Houston chapter, I've got so much love and gratitude for every single person that was involved in my life at that point when I was living in Houston. I mean, it's not many. I don't have a lot of friends, but everyone that was like OG crew, like I worked at Olive Garden and McCormick and Schmick's, but everybody from OG 290, all of you, you know who you are. I love you so much. You guys are hilarious. Brennan, Meg, Alex, Jerry, all of you. It was really fun in D&D. And to my old jam group, Greg, Brennan, Meg, all of us, we were this like, that was really fun, and I love you so much. X-Lax, I can do a whole video on X-Lax. Like, okay, also, just so you guys know, when I say X-Lax, I'm not referring to the laxative. I'm referring to my friend. Yeah, I call her X-Lax, and then I call her X for short, so I guess to clear that up. I'm so excited to see how Kingwood turns out, and the chapters after that. I've got 2 more chapters once Kingwood is up, and then we'll be up to date, and it's going to be very exciting. Woo! This is incredible. Life is incredible, and it's so beautiful how all of this is playing out. Anyway, everyone, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you that hang out with me on my little corner of the internet. I hope that y'all are having a nice day, evening, morning, whatever your perception of time is. I hope it's going well and working for you. just remember life is beautiful, and don't ever forget breathing, like real full belly breaths are always an option. Yeah, links to some things will be in the description below. May you all have a nice day. Take good care. That's all from little old Nisa for now. I'll see you guys next week.
Set me free.
Peace.
Honey.